What's going on, guys? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down some of the 5 credit myths that I've actually seen that are keeping people broke and people are still believing in this. So I'm going to go ahead and demystify everything. So before we go ahead and get into this video, your boy's trying to hit 10K. So if you guys wouldn't mind, please go ahead and subscribe and get your boy to 10K as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. All right, guys, so the first myth that I see people talking about, right, is that you must go ahead and actually carry a balance in order for it to report. So let's go ahead and demystify this. So carrying a balance, right, what does that even mean? So carrying a balance, what that simply means is leaving an actual amount that's left on your credit cards every single month. Now, what most people will tell you is that you guys should have 30% utilization, and that's going to be good. So with 30% utilization, it doesn't actually help your score whatsoever. It just simply keeps it the same. So what you guys want to do instead is go ahead and actually keep a balance below 10% or lower. This way you guys can be able to boost up your credit score. And to be honest, guys, when you guys get to that 30% and also getting to that 50, 60%, there's really no point. It's more about having that financial discipline, because you definitely don't want to go ahead and pay interest on these credit cards at all. These interest rates are 25, 26%. So they're really significant as far as being able to go ahead and eat at your wallet. So carrying a balance does not help you whatsoever. The best way to go ahead and actually use your credit, right, is to just simply go ahead and actually use it like it's your debit card. If you guys don't have the money there as far as your debit card, then don't spend on your credit card. I understand emergencies happen, things happen, and that's why people often get a bad stigma around credit. Most people are like, oh, I don't want to use credit because they're charging me interest. No, they're simply charging you interest based off of what you actually spent. So if you don't have the financial discipline, then of course they're going to go ahead and charge you interest. That's just the rules of the game. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't go ahead and just cut up your credit cards. What you should do is just be more disciplined with how you guys are actually spending those credit cards. And it's real simple. All you have to do is simply go ahead and make sure you guys are financially disciplined with your credit and knowing exactly what you guys are going to spend it with. So myth number 1, demystified. Let's get into the next one. Come on. All right, guys, so we got myth number 2 right here, right? So with myth number 2, so people often think that closing a credit card is actually good. Don't get me started on this, but closing a credit card is literally one of the worst things you guys can possibly do. I don't care if you're not going to ever spend the credit card, if you got mad that they charged you a late fee that month and you kind of went off on the customer service person, because trust me, I've been there, so it's all good. But in the day, like, you guys don't want to go ahead and just close the credit card. So what happens is that when you close the credit card, I don't care if it's your first credit card, whatever it is, the thing is you're going to also stop the A's that it reports on the actual credit reports. So what it actually does, it actually hurts your credit score more than it even helps you. So what I'd actually recommend, right, is for you guys to just go ahead and pay off the balance and use it every 3 to 6 months. Just go ahead and get some gas or go to the grocery store, buy something for like $10, and then simply just pay it off. Leave about $1 to $2 on there so it can actually report. People often think that, oh, okay, I'm gonna pay my credit card off and just leave it at 0, and so I'll never have to worry about it again. The thing is, though, this is hurting your credit score, because what people don't realize is that because after 6 months of non-activity on that credit card, so what happens is that credit card just stops reporting. So you guys don't get any type of positive factor from it reporting. What I'll actually do is leave about $10, $20 on there, and so that way it can actually be able to report to the credit bureaus. So then on your credit report, it's going to show a very, very low balance, but it's going to be able to report and count for your utilization. If you guys aren't using it and you're leaving a $0 balance every single month, it's actually hurting your credit score, because you're not getting that positive payment history that you would have if you guys were left a very, very low balance. So let's get into myth number 3. All right, so myth number 3, you need to be rich in order to be able to have great credit. Honestly, that couldn't be further from the truth, right? So I don't want to go ahead and dive into how basically the social security card. So I'm not going to go ahead and get into how a social security card number was actually created in order to be able to be used as a loan for the actual IRS, but that's on a different subject. The thing is, though, people have to realize is that if you guys are broke, especially if you don't have any money and you're starting off in poverty or lower social economic background, and trust me, guys, I come from very humble beginnings, so I know how it is. That's why credit is the ultimate factor. My parents were immigrants, right? So when my parents came here from Sudan, right, we didn't have any money. I didn't have that uncle or big homie or whatever to be able to go ahead and give me $30,000, $40,000 for whatever business idea I did. credit. But what I did was have my name, my social security number, and a plan. And that's all you honestly need in order to be able to get a credit card. And if you guys build it out properly, you can be able to get business funding and then go ahead and start your own business. The time of you waiting 40 years and saving up to be able to go ahead and start your business have been long over. So the great part about credit is that you can leverage your name, and that's why you should always hold your name in a high regard. All you have to do is literally learn financial literacy. That's the actual language of the rich. So as far as you need to be a Rothschild or have a rich parent, that's absolutely not the case, guys. You can literally be able to get credit and build it up properly, even if you guys are starting in the lowest socioeconomic background possible. I don't like to call people broke because I feel like everybody has their own ability to be able to get rich, and that's what we're going to do in this channel. So that's myth number 3, demystify. Let's go on to the next one, guys. Okay, so myth number 4, right? So you shouldn't go ahead and max out your credit card. Honestly, do I even need to say much? Like, you should obviously not max out your credit card, guys. Like, you definitely don't want to max out your credit cards at all. It's not even the fact that you guys are getting charged 26, 27% interest rates, which is crazy if you ask me. You go get a loan. If you go ahead and get a car loan for 13%, I'm going to go ahead and actually cancel that loan out. So imagine just having an actual loan for 26%. It eats up at your actual ability. So if you guys are trying to keep up with the Joneses, and so what happens is after that interest is actually calculated, that $5,000 shopper spree actually ends up costing $10,000. So with that being said, guys, I would not ever max out your credit cards. If you don't have the income, just go ahead and get another job, or literally just make more calls or help more people, like get more money. That's it. Like, a lot of people think that, oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and restructure this debt and do all this, which is fine. I understand. But at the same time, you guys should understand that having that high maxed out credit card is only going to hurt you and slow your progress of becoming wealthy, becoming rich, because that's going to be the number one thing that just puts you out the game. Is just having high credit card usage and not paying it back off in a timely manner, because you're always going to be sleeping. And how I want you guys to think, right, is that it's not necessarily about the actual credit card or credit limit, or even that it's maxed out. It's more about the mental real estate that you guys don't have, as far as you're thinking every single day to be able to go ahead and pay this credit card off. I'm going to do this. So it doesn't really leave room for you guys to be able to come up with creative ideas on how to make more money. And that's how people often get stuck in scarcity, right? So I know this a lot because I've been through this, right? Because so when you're actually going ahead and spending, splurging, doing whatever you want to do, right, you have to realize that you're going to have to pay that bill at the end of the day. So it's going to slow you down, especially if you guys are wanting to start a business, especially if you guys are wanting to start a business, or even if you're a business owner right now. Like, I would not do that because of the fact that it's going to affect the ability for you to go ahead and invest into your business, and also think about the things that could make your business grow. So definitely don't do that. Don't max out your credit cards. There's no good that comes from it. So let's go ahead and get into the 5th myth. Let's go. All right, so myth number 5 is that credit cards are bad for finances. And so this is absolutely just not true whatsoever. Credit cards, money, whatever it is, it's not a bad thing. It's how you actually use it. You guys can be able to leverage these credit cards for rewards, free flights, free hotel stays, and also be able to use it for your business. But at the same time, if you don't actually use it correctly and you're thinking that it's free money, then that's when credit cards become bad. Even the wealthy, right? How they actually go ahead and do a lot of their financial statements and also a lot of their calculations as far as accounting, they use their credit card in order to be able to act like their own receipt machine. So with credit cards, it's a great tool to be able to actually build wealth and build finances, but you have to understand that that credit card, it does have to be paid back every single month. How I actually use it and also teach my family and also some of my brothers, right? So it's really easy to be able to go ahead and hand over that plastic card to the teller. But the thing is, you have to realize that you're going to have to pay it back every single month, and it's not free monies. So with that being said, how I like to think about it is that it's almost like your debit card. If I don't have the money, I'm not going to spend it on a credit card. And so the only times that I'm going to actually use a credit card is by the rewards and the benefits. If I know that this card gives me 4 points on travel, 4 points on hotels, then I'm simply going to use that as much as possible for hotels, because that way I'm actually getting paid to go ahead and spend. So that's how you use credit in order to be able to be a financial tool rather than a financial burden. So with making sure that you guys are on time, on with payments, I'm going to keep preaching this until whatever, but at the same time, just make sure you guys don't get into credit. So the easiest way to be able to have perfect credit is to not mess it up in the first place. So hopefully this video was helpful. Again, if you guys could, please subscribe to this channel. I'm really trying to get to 10K as soon as possible. So thanks again. And like always, I'll see you at the top, my boy. Let's get it.